Okay, here we are again. With this video, I'm going to show you how you're going to lay out the marble floor pattern. Okay, you should have this printed out already. Okay, I'm just gonna read the instructions right now. It says using the scale 1 inch to a foot scale. Up until this point, we have only used the full size scale, right? Okay, full size scale of the architectural scale, full size. But now we're going to introduce another scale. 1 inch equals a foot. So you just gotta find the side of the scale. Okay, let me get you up here. There we go. Okay, that has the 1 on the end. Okay, so this is the scale that we're going to be using. Okay, now this is how you read the scale from 0 to 1. Okay, makes sense. That's 1 foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, so forth. Okay, now from 0 to the end here to the left, okay, they've taken that 1 foot and divided it, that is, into inches, okay, into inches. So we know there are 12 inches to a foot. So starting at 0, okay, we have to find out what increment equals 1 inch. And it's obvious here, okay? That's 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches, 9 inches, 10 inches, 11, and then 12 inches to a foot, okay? So what that allows us to do is to measure a dimension, for example, 1 foot, 3 inches, okay? Or 2 feet, 10 inches, okay? Or 3 feet, 4 inches. It allows us to measure feet and inches. All right, so that's how you're going to use the 1 inch scale. All right, so now let's look at how we're going to set up this problem, this marble floor pattern problem. Okay. So let me take a moment to adjust my camera. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Let's see if I did put it this way. Good. All right. Good. Let's get a little bit straighter this way. Cool. All right. So this is the line of the scale exercise, okay, that we just completed. Pardon me. So I want to divide the area between this line and the edge of the paper. Okay, I want to divide it vertically. Okay, into equal parts vertically. So I've already scaled this distance. Okay, scale it again. It's oops, let me get the right. I've already scaled that distance, and that distance is 7.5 inches from this line here to the edge of the paper, 7.5 inches. So I'm going to divide that in half. So half of 7.5 inches is 3 3/4 of an inch. So from this line here, okay, I'm going to measure over 3 3/4 of an inch. There we go. And I'm going to give myself a reference point. Then I'm going to bring square up. And that reference point, I'm going to make a vertical line. I'm going to slide it down some too, so I can make it longer. Okay, vertical line. Good. now what I want to do, I know that the width of this paper is 11 inches, right? In this direction, 11 inches. So I want you to divide that in half horizontally. So what I'm going to do, half of 11 inches is 5.5 inches. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to come up here, put my 0 at the edge of the paper, measure down 5.5 inches, make sure I get that right. 5.5 inches, it brings me to right there. I make myself a reference point. Okay. Bring my T-square up. Okay. Good. So what I have located now at this intersection, that is, represents the center of this area, because that's where I want to start my marble pattern from, that intersection. Okay. Good. So now let's look at it. Let's look at this. Okay. So this intersection here represents, I'm going to circle it, this intersection right here. Okay. Right here. Now, again, as we continue to read the instructions here, it says draw horizontal and vertical lines in the squares that will locate. Okay, no, okay, that's not what I want to do. I want the next one. Draw 18-inch squares and 8-inch border as indicated. Okay, so now each of these squares here, okay, each of these squares are 18 inches in dimension. Okay, 18 inches by 18 inches. Okay. We're going to draw those squares first, starting at this center point right here, which is represented by this center point of your sheet. Okay. Good. So if we start in here, if this square is, pardon me, if this square is 18 inches, okay, and I'm starting in the center here, that means from here to here is 9 inches. Makes sense, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go from this center point to there 9 inches, and I'm going to draw that vertical line. Okay, so let's do that. Okay. Full size scale. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. I think if I come down a little bit closer here, well, I don't want to come too close. Cool. All right. So, oh, not full size scale. 1 inch scale. 1 inch scale. I said full size. So, okay, I think I put that back up. Okay, I just messed up my, there we go. I just messed up my, cool. All right, so at 1 inch scale here, one inch scale, okay, I'm going to put my my scale at 9 inches, okay, 9 inches, yeah, and then I'm going to make a reference point at 0. Okay, good. I'm going to bring my T-square up. And I'm going to make a vertical line. Good. All right. So I just made this line right here, okay? So from that line to this line, guess what it is? 18 inches or 1 foot 6 inches, all right? So I'm gonna come over here. At 1 inch scale again, from this line, I'm putting my 6 inches right here, okay? Okay. I'm putting my 6 inches right here. and then I'm putting my reference point at 1 foot. Good. So that's giving me 18 inches or 1 foot 6 inches. Okay, good. Good. So now I just made that line. I just made that line. So from this line to that line is 8 inches. All right. So get my scale again. 1 inch scale, 1 inch to the foot scale. Okay. I'm going to measure. I'm going to put scale at 8 inches right there. Good. Then my reference point at 0. Good. And then I'm going to draw this border in. Good. So now I have my border in. So now what I'm about to do is go in the other direction. I'm going to go in this direction. Okay. So from here to there, it's going to be 9 inches. From there to there, it's going to be 1 foot 6 or 18 inches. Okay. So let's go in the opposite direction now. My scale, 1 inch scale. Okay. I need to go. So I'm going to put my Z. Yeah, at the center point. Good. I'm going to put the scale at 0. And then I'm going to go 9 inches. There we go, right there. Okay. Of that vertical line. Okay. And then let's do that again. Let's go 9 inches again. Where's my reference point? That is right there. Line. Good. Good. And then, so to reiterate, I just made this line right here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go 18 inches over to make that vertical line. So I'm going to put my scale at 1 foot, and I'm coming over 1 foot 6 inches right there. Give myself a reference point. Okay, good. All right. So we can all see that. Let me do a little adjustment here. Okay, all right. So now what I want to do is to start to make some horizontal lines. Okay, so now I'm starting right here. Okay, so I want to make this horizontal line here, right there. Okay, so we know from here to there, here's what? 1 foot 6. From there to there, it's 1 foot 6. And from there to there is 8 inches for the border. Okay, so let's start there. 1 inch scale again. Let me move my T-square out of the way for a second. All right. So I'm putting my, yes, you can see that. I'm putting my 1 at the intersection, and then I'm going to go 1 foot 6 inches. Might as well do it again. 1 foot 6 inches. Okay, I just made 2 reference points at that time. Bring my T-square up. Okay, I'm going to make that horizontal line. Where's my other point? This right here. Okay. This one. Okay. Good. So as you can see, I just made that square and that square. So now I have to make this 8 inch border. All right. So So let's do that. Okay. So let's go, what is, oops. Trying to get myself adjusted here. Okay, all right. So I'm putting my 0 here. I'm going to go 8 inches, 6, 7, 8 inches. 6, 7, 8, right there. I need a reference point right there. Good. So now I'm going to bring my T-square up again. Okay. So you see what I've done so far, right? Here's my 8-inch border. Okay. 8-inch border. Okay. And then I have 3 squares horizontally. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom. See if I can bring this down so we can see the bottom. There we go. All right. Good. So now what I want to do, I want to make this horizontal, I want to make this horizontal line and this horizontal line, okay? So I already have that one, so I'm going to measure down again, 1'6" to that one, 1'6" to that one. Okay. So let's do that. Okay, 1" scale. Good. Move this out of the way again. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go, I'm going to put my 6 here. Right at that line. Can you see that? Yes. Yes. 1'6" there. And then, oops, let me just get this aligned. That is good. I'm going to put a reference point there. Okay. Then I'm going to might as well do another one. Add 1'6". Good. So now I can bring my T-square up, and I can. Good. All right. All righty. So, and then I can just extend this line down. Okay. And extend this line down. Good. So now I would have made all the squares. Let's see if we can bring this back up so we can see most of everything. Okay. Okay, let me switch it around. There we go. Okay, good. So now what I've done, okay. Border, 1, 2, 3 squares. That's good. Okay. Border, 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. And that shows you how you're going to create the squares and the border. Okay.